we've got the end of the year coming up. We've got all of this stuff coming up. We got 2024 just around the corner. Right, we're into October, November, December. We're into the fourth quarter. We're 15 days, 12 days into the 11 days into the fourth quarter. Success is not a mystery. It's a science. How do we know that? Because people have succeeded. Shocking as that may sound, people have succeeded. Success is a science. Success is about doing the certain work, right? Now, the part that most people miss is, yeah, it takes a why. It sure takes, but a lot of people have a why. So having a why isn't the thing that's going to make you successful. Does that make sense? Right? So I got to find my why. Lots of people have a why, right? They don't have a why not, but that's a whole nother story. So we got to find the why. We got to find this idea that gets us moving forward. So we've got a why. We've got a thing that's going to move us. We've got a passion. We've got a burning desire. Well, okay, so then I start doing the work. Well, sometimes, listen, if you're going to plant a seed for your success, how big is the tree of your success? Pretty simple question. How big is your success? Is it bigger than an oak tree? Is it as tall as a redwood, a sequoia? How long does it take to grow that? The challenge is that sometimes we don't stay and hang in long enough for it to work. I just put down a whole bunch of grass seed out here at the ranch. I can plant the seed. I can cover it up. I can water it. I can't grow the grass. Pay attention to that. That's one of those little throwaway phrases that people have that is absolutely significant. I can plant the, I can buy the seed, you can buy the course. I can plant the seed, you can study the course. You can water the seed, you can review the course. But only God can grow the grass. There's something inside of it. How does it know? How does it know not to grow when it's in the bag? Well, it doesn't get wet. Well, what is the water? Once it gets wet, what does it do? Once you get immersed, right? What's that thing we say about personal development? You got to get immersed in it. When you want to go learn a foreign language, what do they say? You got to go immersion. You got to get into it. Wattles says in the book, Science of Getting Rich, it's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. Success is not a mystery. It is a science. And the challenge is that most people don't understand the science. If you don't understand the science, I used to have a plaque somebody gave me, right? In sales, in traditional world of sales. I had 60 salesmen in my businesses. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, anybody know the rest of that phrase? If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, because we grew up on a farm, somebody had it, it was on a cow patty. It was a shellacked cow patty. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with BS. So now the question becomes this. If you don't understand science, you keep talking about the mystery. You keep talking about the art. You keep talking about the flowery part. Get your why. Your why needs to make you cry. You need to do this. You need to get serious. You need to do this. You need to write little sticky notes. You need to do the, and it's a whole bunch of need. And then everybody is still in what? Needing. 98% of the population is needy. They need more money. They need more time. They need better relationships. They need to lose weight. They need to get healthy. They need to hydrate. We have set up people for this world of need so that they become so needy. The science is simple. When you set your mind to it, and this is where Emerson said the most difficult thing for man to do, and or woman, make it politically correct in today's times, the most difficult thing for man to do is the idea of sustained thought. This needs to have an upgrade in your hardware, not your software. Everybody keeps upgrading their software. They keep buying the latest program, the algorithms of social media, the this of Facebook, and how to link the two, and the posting thing here, and the milkshake there, and the link tree here, and everybody's upgrading software. And you know what the results are? Soft. Success is not a mystery. It is a science. Napoleon Hill gave you 13 steps, scientific steps. Now they have some flower to it, some art to it, but it's desire and mastermind and the price you'll pay and sex transmutation and discipline. You know what the biggest chapter in the science of getting rich? Chapter 7, gratitude. Gratitude is the biggest chapter. There's a science to getting rich. Gratitude, repetition. You are the results of your habits. If you think you're going to get new results by doing your old habits, supposedly Einstein had a definition for that, had a word for that, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. You can expect all you want, but unless you got pregnant with the idea, you can't expect anything. Unless you've immersed yourself into this idea and thought and this process, there's a science to getting rich. Success is not a mystery. It is a science. Well, why won't more people do it? Because they're not willing to change their identity. You have got an old story. Your memory is the archive of everything that's ever happened to you. And you've got a story that says, I'm X. I'm X. I'm not enough. I can't be more. I am stuck. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too tall. I'm too white. I'm too black. I'm too Asian. I'm too this. I'm too all of this stuff. That's an identity. Question is, who are you becoming? If we ask you a QLQ in psychology, there's a terminology called QLQ, called a quantum linguistic question. Can't read the name, but I see a hi hand down there. Hi, how are you on Instagram? The point is that when you decide you're going to become who you're going to become, everything changes. Science will get you rich. Success isn't a mystery. It's a science. And the science is small, incremental steps on a daily basis to change your identity. What would change? What would change in your life? Here's the thing. What would change in your life if all of a sudden you became the richest of your 5 friends? Would you hang around with the friends would you be doing things differently? Would you wind up not being and running in the same circles as the lowest 2 income earners on your friends list, your average circle of 5? You'd be doing different things. The challenge is we get stuck. We get habitually comfortable. Our habits make us comfortable. What would happen if you had to wake up tomorrow at 4 a.m. and then the next day at 10 a.m. and then the next day at 6 a.m. and that would drive me nuts. How many of you, listen carefully. Here's the thing, come in a little bit closer. How many of you get jet lag when you travel internationally? That is such a farce. Jet lag is such a story. It's such a story. Well, Sean, listen, that means you have no control over your body. You mean to tell me you've never done an all-nighter and worked through the day? Oh my gosh, it's the jet lag of 5 hours is killing me. Are you kidding me? Is that how habitualized you are, that jet lag bothers you? Well, I got to get accustomed to the time zone. That is, what time zone? The sun is up. That's it. Why are you basing your life based upon some time zone? That's an identity. I'm going to be so exhausted when I get there. I have to try to sleep on the plane. Success is not a mystery. It is a science. And when you realize that, your life will change forever. The first rule of science for success is gratitude. I'm grateful. Sorry, saying thank you doesn't make you grateful. Just makes you thankful. Big difference between thankful and grateful. Thankful is for when things happen good. Grateful is when all things happen. That's a science to getting rich. Success is not a mystery. And when you finally decide you're going to hang out with the people that are going to teach you the science as opposed to the art and the software, you keep buying software, books, software. Books are software. I agree. We got to upgrade our software. But you're trying to run software 2024 on a 1902 brain. Why do you say 1902? Because you are wired like your parents, who are wired like their parents, who are wired like their parents. You have the same thought about money as they did. You have the same thought about people as they do. Oh, maybe you've expanded your reach and your vision. I can promise you, 98% of you are within the same income level of your parents or less. Why? Because you're not following the rules. Simple. It's just simple. You're not following the rules. You're following the habitual actions that have been put into you that you consider are rules. Success is not a mystery. It's a science. And until such time you're willing to shatter those rules, those old identities, most people can't make more money than the parents because they were told what? What were you told as a child? What were you told as a child? I know what I was told as a child. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass our good family name. Anybody drop an E in the chat if you've ever been told, don't embarrass me. Well, if you made more money than them, wouldn't you be embarrassing them? Just asking. Wouldn't you be embarrassing them if you made more money? So you are working on software. I got to get more software so I can make more money. No, you got to throw away out an old idea that you're going to embarrass your parents. Oh, it's written in there subconsciously. If you were ever told, don't embarrass me, it's a rare chance you'll make more money than them. How are your parents' relationships? If they weren't so good, I'm guessing yours probably aren't so good. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, well, my parents are still married. They're not divorced. No, I understand. But did they have any little ups and downs and upheavals? But they were of a generation where, they said, I do, and it's I do till death do us part. Where here it's I do until somebody doesn't like me on social media. Then 50% of marriages end in divorce. Why do you think that happens? How stupid are you when you get married the first time? If they end in a divorce, you can't see. So you're doing surface solutions as opposed to deep work. I'm just saying, listen, science is not a mystery. Success is not a mystery. It's a science, and science isn't a mystery. There's certain things we're learning, but here's what I'll tell you. I'll leave you with this. If and when you're ready to shatter old identities, you got to come up with a new one. Best way to do that is to have evidence that you're capable of new identities. How many new identities have you had over your lifetime? I can tell you it's a couple of hundred, I'm sure. If you've ever changed careers, that's a new identity. If you've ever went from single to being married, that's an identity. If you ever went from not being a parent to being a parent, that's an identity. If you ever went from being a single parent or one child to 2 children, that's a new identity. 3 children, new identity. 4 children, new identity. 5 children, new identity. There's a woman in our inner circle who is this petite, little amazing author and powerhouse of a woman, has 8 kids. 8 kids. Every time she says, well, I have 8 children, everybody goes like, what? So my point is that if you don't realize how often, sometimes you've been forced into your identity change. Success is not a mystery. It's a science. When you decide you're going to step into the identity of the wealthy, of the healthy, of the perfect relationship, your identity will change and you're going to piss off some people. The first question I ask my students if they decide to become part of my inner circle mentoring program is, who's going to be upset? Who's going to be jealous when you step into your new identity? Well, nobody. Everybody wants the best for me. Really? Really? You're going to say that with a straight face? You know it's not true. I know it's not true. I hope you know it's not true. There will be people who will get frustrated, aggravated, and they'll try to do things and they'll say, have you lost your mind? You need some evidence that you've been able to shift identities and adapt and survive. So go find out what identities you've already acquired. When you've realized that you've shifted identities, the challenge is that nobody else is shifting identities and you become the outlier. You become the outlaw. You become the rebel. You become the one that they talk about. Oh, how's your little side gig going? How's your little job going? How's that course training thing going? You're like, yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I'm doing okay. It's fine. It's, success is not a mystery. It's a science. And when you're ready to grow up and live the life you promised others you would, when you're ready to grow up and have more of what you want and less of what you don't, you'll make a decision. And as soon as you make the decision, funny how things begin to move too. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you want to learn more, I'm getting ready to do an event, so I'm going to wrap up here real quick. I'm getting ready to do an event, starts tomorrow. I've got people coming in. This is the first time I get to say this, from all over the world. We got people flying in from Australia, I think from Belgium, to come out to the ranch for this weekend. Our vision is 2024. People are coming out to the ranch. We're going to have some fun. We're going to spend Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They go home Sunday. And in that conversation and in that time, we're going to set up the 2024 plan. We're going to do some rewiring. We're going to do some crushing of old identities. Walk you through the Dickens process that Tony Robbins does. Kind of powerful. There'll be tears. I got to go to Walmart and get some Kleenex boxes, but they're going to be worth it. So I love you tons. I appreciate y'all. I hope you have an amazing, incredible, fun, fantastic day. I hope you find your new identity, because success is not a mystery. It is a science, and it lies in your new identity. Here's the QLQ for you. Who do you become when you reach your biggest dream that you have right now? Because it could get bigger. It will get bigger. But who do you become, right, when you reach your biggest dream you have right now? What changes, what shifts, what actions, what activities, what language? So I love you tons. I'm your head brain training live event host here at Rocky Creek Ranch. I'll see y'all where? I'll see you at the next event. See you tomorrow morning. Till then, bye for now. Love you, Instagram. Bye. And YouTube, have an amazing day. I think I went live over there. I don't know, but we're gonna, I think I did. Yep. And YouTube, love you tons. Appreciate you. Have an amazing, incredible, fun-filled day. Can't see anything without my glasses on.